Hello, music creators. My name is Maddie, your maestro of music production, and today I'm going to show you how to record professional sounding vocals all with an iPhone. Here's what my voice sounds like on the track. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you... Here's what my voice sounds like after we go through all the steps to record. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go walk away. Not too shabby, right? If you can follow a few simple steps and some of the tips I lay out in this video, your voice can be sounding like that too. Let's get started. Section 1, the basics. First, we're gonna learn about the iPhone itself, apps to download, and optimum recording settings. And then after that, we can hop into some actual recordings itself. But let's talk about the heart of your recording, the iPhone microphone. Don't scoff at the microphone on an iPhone. As iPhones continue to advance, their microphones do too, and they have a surprisingly good quality microphone. When you use it correctly, you can actually get really good results, as you heard in the beginning of the video. Even professional music producers have been known to record clips on the iPhone and include them in their songs. So your iPhone actually has multiple microphones, but for recording, we're going to be mainly using the bottom microphone. Before you begin recording, make sure that there's no debris blocking the microphone of the iPhone itself. And then when you record, don't put your hand over that microphone because it'll muffle the sound. There are numerous apps available, from Apple's own voice memos to other more advanced apps like GarageBand or even AudioShare. Each app has its pros and cons, but today I'm going to keep things simple and I'm going to use the pre-installed app Voice Memos that's already on your iPhone. I like Voice Memos because it's simple, it's easy to understand, it's easy to export audio, and it gets the job done. Okay, now let's dive into your iPhone to change some of the recording settings on the Voice Memo app before you start recording. If you click into Settings on your iPhone, and then you scroll down to the Voice Memos app, you can find the settings that we need to change. You'll click on Audio Quality and make sure that it's set to lossless. After that, you're good to go. Changing that setting to lossless will give us the best audio quality that we can. Compression will make our file size smaller, but it will degrade the audio quality itself. For this, we want the best that we can. Okay, moving on to section 2. Now that we got our settings dialed in, we're ready to find a correct space to record it. Even the most advanced recording gear doesn't mean anything if you're recording in a room that's not acoustically treated or acoustically sound. It doesn't have to be studio quality, but just taking a couple of key steps is going to make your recording sound a lot better. When setting up your iPhone, find a good space that's quiet. Any background noise can potentially ruin a good vocal take. Dogs barking, the washing machine, the doorbell, you get the idea. Also think of the acoustics of the room. Rooms with a lot of hard surfaces like windows and walls can be hard to record in. Rooms with softer surfaces like carpet, curtains, and furniture can help deaden some of those reflections that are bouncing around the room. If you are dealing with some echo and a lot of hard surfaces in your room, there are some easy things you can do to help deaden the sounds. For example, hanging up some blankets or propping up a mattress on the wall can help deaden some of these sounds. And remember, the goal is to control the sound. We don't want to completely deaden those echoes because that will give us a lifeless recording. A little bit of room sound can actually add character to your vocal. Now on to section 3. Now that we have the recording settings dialed in, now that we have a proper space, we can actually record our vocal take. The way that you hold your iPhone can actually make a big difference in the sound that you record. Holding it too close to your mouth will cause clipping and distortion, while holding it too far away, you won't get enough audio signal. I find a good spot in between is to put my thumb and my pinky about this far away, which is probably around 5 to 8 inches away from my mouth. This seems to be a good sweet spot. And try to maintain that distance as you record. While you're recording, you're going to want to use headphones for your monitoring. Monitoring is listening to the music play as you sing to it. One downside of voice memos is that it doesn't make it easy to listen to music and record at the same time, so that's why I suggest using a separate device to play the music itself. And the last tip is to warm up your voice before recording. Stay hydrated, take breaks, but the voice is the most important part of this equation. I also recommend taking a couple of different takes so that you can choose the one that has the best artistic intention for your song. Let me show you the clip I used to record the song at the beginning of the video. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go away. Great, now that we've recorded our vocals, it's time to put them into our DAW so that we can edit them. This is really where the heavy lifting happens and where it starts to sound like a professional vocal. Now that we have our vocals inside of our DAW, we are ready to do some editing. For this particular vocal, I'm gonna go through my vocal preset pack and see if I can get a good sounding sound. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go away. Cool, so I like the way Modern Moses sounds right off the bat, but it's gonna take a little bit of tweaking to get it to sound exactly how I want it. First things first, I'll click into here so I can get the plugins. I've already turned down the vocal a little bit so that it hits the compressors at the right volume. When you use my vocal preset pack, I've designed the compressors to work at around -20 dBs or RMS. So it's a little bit hot, but that's gonna be just fine. You can see when we hit the compressors, not too much, not too little, but just right. That's exactly what we're looking for. In this vocal in particular, I'm not hearing a lot of S's already, so that de-esser at the beginning, I'm actually gonna take the max reduction down to about 2 dB. I don't want it to take any of that high-end shine away because the iPhone is sort of lacking that when it comes to recording. Let's hop in now to the pitch correction. We'll make sure that this is actually in the key of the song. And we are in C major, nice. This is just a little bit too fast for my liking. I'm going for a more natural vocal, so maybe around 67. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go away. All right, nice. Now we can hop into the channel EQ. The channel EQ is going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting and getting rid of those sort of nodes or room noises or artifacts that we hear in the actual iPhone recording. The biggest difference between recording with an iPhone and a professional studio vocal might be some of that room noise and just weird sounds you might get. In terms of quality, it's not the same, but it will give you a usable result for a demo or something along those lines. This is the EQ curve I had with. So the trick is, especially with an iPhone, you're gonna get a lot of buildup in the lower to lower mid-range. That's why a lot of my presets take that out. But there's going to be tweaking a little bit for each individual vocal depending on the room, depending on how close you held the iPhone, depending on how close you held it to your chest. There's a lot of factors that go into it, so each one needs to be tweaked slightly. Okay, cool. Let's hop into the compressors. Let's make sure they're doing what I expect them to do. It sounds like they are. Perfect. Perfect. We have another de-esser at the end. Like I said, we don't have a lot of S's in this, so I'm going to take this max reduction down. Now we can adjust some of the ambiance, the reverb, and delay that comes loaded in on this vocal preset. This is a little bit more advanced topic, and it's called bussing. But the way that you can do this on your own without this vocal preset is by clicking here, clicking bus, and then creating a new one. And you can put your own reverb on this track. And once you do, you can use this knob to adjust it to however much you like. I've already set up these. One of them's ambiance, one of them's reverb, and one of them's delay, which are all cool effects to have on the vocals. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go away. And after adjusting some of the more parameters just slightly, I got a usable end result, I would say. All right, and here's the final product. Tell me where we are in the play. I won't get wasted when you go walk away. Tell me where we are and I'll go. But quit pretending like you want me, you don't. Perfect. The voice is sounding pretty decent. Doesn't sound quite as good as the original microphone, but that is to be expected. It is sort of an iPhone. If you are serious about music production, I would recommend getting a cheaper microphone like a Shure SM58 or even an Audio-Technica AT1010, I think is the model number. If you're interested in the vocal preset pack that I used here, you can buy it down at my website in the description below. But keep in mind that this is just a starting point. iPhone vocals are never going to be able to replace high-end studio vocals. They're just not. But they are a great place to get some demos down. They are perfectly workable in most songs. And there you have it. With these steps, you can record professional sounding vocals that will work for your demo or your track with your iPhone. The biggest barrier to you making music isn't the plugins you have, isn't the microphones, isn't anything except your creativity. You can make great sounding songs from your pocket. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button below. I make videos like this every week, and if you're interested in upping your home studio game, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss a beat. We have a ton of exciting content that I'm excited to share with you that you're not going to want to miss. Until next time, this is your maestro of music production, Maddie, signing off. Peace out. Happy mixing.